Hey guys, this is.
Should I get my camera?
It's up to you. Nah, you don't need it if you don't want
It's not that much of an issue.
to. Okay. Um, this is sort of a GTFS pre-review part
Yeah.
because we'll stitch this on
Yeah,
before
we've
we
just
go.
go on.
Before we
Before we watch
go
Bros,
and watch Bros with
before we
our
commit a cardinal sin.
and with our bro, we watch Bros with our bro Elliot, aka Munchkin. Whoa, Ethan's in the dark.
Not I'm a anymore.
Um, we're gonna talk about some stuff.
Yeah, just
First of
briefly.
all,
We've just watched Good Luck Chuck
we just watched Good Luck Chuck.
for basis of reference.
It was absolutely garbaggio.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that I dyed my hair again?
Yeah. It goes all the way down to the roots now.
Well, here's the funny thing, right? Because I didn't bleach it again,
Yeah.
but it still sort of made the brown bit of my hair orange.
Hmm.
But it's like a half brown, half orange at there, that
On
bit.
my side, I can barely tell the difference as it goes down.
It's
It
like a
just looks like it's
darker,
in shadow.
it's like a darker orange here, and then like
Ginger.
classic orange.
Yeah. Classic OJ.
Yeah, so this is like a new look for me.
Mm. You've gone completely wild. I also saw the picture of you before on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
The busted jives.
Uh-huh. Um,
What
so
was it?
yeah, I'm doing a pumpkin at the minute. I don't know if I should show it because it's currently at a state where it's coming together, but it's still like, what is this?
Okay, show me it.
Should I show you?
Uh, it is a bat.
It's like a bat with a cat ears and like a little thing on its
Yeah.
head. So that's cute. Hopefully, it looks good when it's done. But
Oh,
sometimes that is the creative process, is that you just kind of, it's like you just don't know where you're going for a little bit, and then near the end you're like, oh, here it is, here it's coming.
I'm seeing it now.
Isn't that funny when that happens?
I can't say it happens to me much. I'm gonna be honest.
Is it not? If
Nah,
you like drawing
I'm not
something,
creative.
no, I guess not. But if you like drawing something, you'll start with like the basic bits,
Yeah,
work it out, and like along the way you're like, is this gonna look how I'm
how I want.
picturing it in my head? And then the
Yeah.
last minute it's like, whoa, there it is.
It's the page. It's on the page.
It is. There it is. Um, so you want to talk about Docky Who, the new Doctor Who, the
Yeah, the
sequel to Docky Pepper?
yeah. Yeah, the long-awaited sequel.
Yeah. Anyway, go here. Go ahead.
So it's the long I think the longest a Doctor Who episode has ever been.
Really?
Maybe second longest because they made a like TV film.
Oh yeah.
Um, it was 90 minutes, which I was quite shocked about. But
Hmm.
then I realized
So
it was the BBC 100th anniversary. That's why.
right. So wait. So is this like season whatever episode one or what?
No, this is essentially season 13, like one of the special episodes.
Right.
So they finished season 13 like last
Right.
November or something. And then this year there's been three specials. There
All
was
right. I get it.
one New Year's, one Easter, and just now.
Was this the Halloween one?
Uh I don't think it was supposed to be Halloween. There was no Halloweeny
What is it
references
not?
or anything like that. It was
Oh,
just yeah. Um there was some good bits and there was some really bad bits.
really?
Yeah.
So wait. Was there no really good bits though?
There was the end was really good.
Was it
Like the last 10 seconds was really good.
really
Yeah, because David Tennant is now, oh, spoilers, David Tennant is now back
back?
as
Oh,
the Doctor for three specials next year.
whoa!
And then it's going to
That's
be Shooty Gatwa.
you know what? I think I might have to watch that.
They released a trailer for it and it was like 15 seconds long. And it was him going, I don't know who I am anymore. And he's like,
Whoa!
oh, Neil Patrick Harris is the villain in these specials. And he looks sick. And
Really?
it, and fucking Donna from the original
Yeah.
series, she's in it. same actress, Catherine Tate.
Oh,
And
that's
it was like 15
crazy.
seconds, and I was like, this is the first time I've been like properly excited for Doctor Who to come back in like
Yeah,
years.
to me, that's like we're back to actually making Doctor Who. But I
Yeah.
mean,
Apparently, it's coming to Disney Plus. They've signed a deal. It'll be on Disney
ooh,
Plus from now on
cool. Was
as
it
well.
what was it on before? Netflix?
I think it was on Netflix, but only in America or something.
Didn't we watch it somewhere? Was that iPlayer?
Yeah, it must have been iPlayer. It's on iPlayer and will still be on iPlayer, but it's also coming to Disney Plus
Right.
for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, the episode itself, some good bits, some definite nostalgia bait. They did get a lot of the old doctors back to play like a very minor role. There's a bit
Whoa.
where she's forced to regenerate and she's in like this consciousness bit.
Yeah. And then
And
one of the old one pops up and says, "I'm not supposed to be here." Is it like that?
he's literally like just sat on a rock at this like crossroads
Really?
and he's like, you're one of the persistent ones I see.
Hmm.
And well, it's supposed to be the first Doctor, but obviously he's dead.
Oh. Who's
It's a
the
guy. Go on.
who's the oldest Doctor Who that's still alive?
I think it must be Thingy
Mm-hmm.
Tom Baker. If Tom
Right.
Baker's still alive, is Tom Baker still alive? He's still alive, yeah. It must be him.
Cool.
He's the fourth one.
Was
So
he in this?
I think he was. I know that the fifth one was in it. The sixth one was in it. The seventh one was in it. The eighth one, who was only in one episode, the TV film, was in it.
Really?
And he was like, I've never seen anything with him in other than like a very short like trailer or something.
I
And it
remember
was really weird seeing him.
I remember watching like the first 5 minutes of that film.
The first what?
I remember watching like the first 5 minutes of it for some reason and then didn't watch the rest.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's crazy.
Is he the hat one? Isn't the one that wears a hat?
Was it like a white hat?
Yeah, who's that one?
He's the seventh, I think.
All
I
right.
think it's the seventh. He's got the leak, like this. Oh, celery. It's celery, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And like the question mark Kane, he looks like the Riddler.
Yeah. That one's a weird Doctor Who.
Yeah, he's like really like stands out from the rest.
Yeah. It's like they said, right, let's finally like make Doctor Who have like this look of like he's got a celery in his pocket or whatever.
Yeah, he's gone mad.
Yeah. I want to watch that one. Is that one any good?
I've never seen any of his episodes.
Is that the one with the candy robot?
Oh, I don't know. What's he called? Is he just called Candyman?
Candyman, that rings a bell.
Candyman Doctor Who, yeah. Which Doctor is he in? Doctor and Ace. No, I think it's the sixth.
Oh,
God. The episode's called The Happiness Patrol.
who's the sixth Doctor?
Sylvester McCoy. No.
Who's that?
No, Sylvester McCoy is the seventh, the one with the Riddler look. Colin Baker, that's his name. There's a Tom Baker and a Colin Baker.
That's weird. The brothers.
Yeah. I don't think they're related at all. Oh, and it was quite good at the end. So obviously the Doctor gets like replaces companions quite often, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was like two old companions who were there for the entire episode, which was kind of cool. They didn't really serve much purpose though. But then right at the end there was like essentially like a fucking Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and it was like so people who knew the Doctor could meet up and share stories.
Whoa.
And not sound like insane to the general public.
That's cool. That's a cool idea to me.
Yeah. And there was like a few characters, and I was like, I recognize these people. And then there was one old guy called Ian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, who the fuck are you? So he had like a name badge on it. He was called Ian. And he barely said anything. And I googled him, and he was in the first season
Holy
ever.
crap! Holy crap!
He's 97.
We're bringing back the classic character, Ian.
Ian Chesterton. He was a sidekick the first Doctor had.
Holy crap! That's cool.
It was really cool to just see him on screen. I was like, that's really cool.
So, what was crap about it? Was it the fact that it was too like pandering to the fans, to the super fans? Is that what made it crap?
I like the nostalgia bait as much as it is nostalgia bait. I was a fan of that bit.
I think I'm like that with Star Wars sometimes.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But there's just a few weird decisions. Well, a lot of weird decisions made. Like, there's a bit where, so right at the start, they established that there is this Dalek. Obviously, Dalek's evil, right? Who appears on like in the TARDIS as like a hologram, and he's like, he like demands to the Doctor, he's like, "We're gonna meet. These are the coordinates. I have information that will destroy the Daleks. Here's why I want to destroy the Daleks." And I was actually like, "Whoa, this is cool. This hasn't happened as far as I'm aware. There's never been a traitor Dalek."
Whoa!
They set him up, and then like 10 minutes later, they go to this location. They're being like banded all over the place. Like the Doctor is like going in like 3 different places. They're in like the past in like 1916. They're in the present, but they're in like a building, and then they're in the present when they're on this moon, and it's just weird.
And is this whatever her name is, Jodie Foster or whatever her name is?
Jodie Whittaker, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so they go to this Dalek. Jodie's like, "All right, give me the information," and she starts getting the information, and then literally like on the other, they're like underground on the other side of this like ridge that they're like next to. There's like a big Dalek camp where they're like drilling and shit, and it's like, how did you not notice that? How did you not think maybe this is like? No, she even mentions, yeah, this could be a trap, but the information is too valuable to mess up.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. It's worth the risk. How did you not then go, well, maybe I should like scan the area or something?
Yeah, like at least prepare for that possibility.
Yeah. So, and then they're like, the Daleks are like, yeah, we let the traitor Dalek come to you so that you'd come here. And then they just kill the traitor Dalek. So that's him gone.
Yeah.
The interesting point is gone within like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, get in his case, and then they kidnap her essentially.
Yeah, so it takes, here's an interesting fresh take, and then we're going along, and now we're back to like every episode
the status quo.
Yeah, that happens so much with stuff.
Yeah, and then there's it's cheesy and kind of good, but so are you aware of the character the Master?
Kind of. He's
like the only other Time Lord, basically.
Is he the guy that turns into the old man?
Yeah, he's an old man for a bit.
Yeah, I do remember that. And is he kind of like, was he like friends with Doctor Who at one point?
Yeah, when they were young, they were best friends.
That's pretty cool.
So at this point, he's also regenerated. He's a different actor now. And I like Sacha Darwin. I just don't like him as the Master.
Really?
Yeah, he's not very convincing. He's very just like, oh, I'm crazy. He's the Joker, essentially. Yeah, I don't like him.
I hate that.
I shrink people.
Yeah.
And then he's like impersonating Rasputin.
Okay.
To so that he can take over like Russia or something. With like hypnotism that is like established but never really mentioned.
Really?
Again, he is like, look into my eyes to like the Queen of Russia or whatever. And she's like, yes, I trust you. And then like he does it to the king as well, and he's like, yes, I trust you. You are the master. I obey. And then it's never brought up again or explained how he did it.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit where obviously the Doctor has just been kidnapped by the Daleks. She's brought to the Master, and he's like, "Look, I got the Daleks and the Cybermen to team up because they hate you so much.
Yeah.
What joins them is better than what divides them."
Uh,
And then he does a dance number to Rasputin by Boney M.
who does the Doctor?
No,
The
the
Master.
Master, who is cosplaying as
He does a
Rasputin.
dance move. You are, it's like a dance like segment.
There's a dance sequence that goes on for about 2 minutes.
Oh, is it awful? Can you pull up? Can you pull up the clip?
I wonder if it's on YouTube. Yeah, I'll try.
You'll need to make it silent. But
Yeah. And I was wondering, like, how long did it take for them to get the rights to use this much of the song
and how long? Like, are they not aware that?
and make them erupt at the same time?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't that seem like such like a Bond villain plan?
Yeah.
Like a 60s Bond villain.
I quite like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's weird.
so.
It feels like really classic Doctor Who.
Yeah, it feels like stupid, but in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's their plan. So that they're like, this is where they met the traitor Dalek as well. So they're under this volcano, right?
Mm-hmm.
The gang up to this point has been established, and
Mm-hmm.
they're like, all right, the Doctor's off somewhere else. She's doing something, whilst we have to stop the Daleks here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, like Ace arrives. She's the person who's got to kill Daleks here. Ace arrives at the
Mm-hmm.
Dalek place, and then suddenly Graham, who is
Mm-hmm.
like who was a companion in like the first series with Jodie Whittaker,
Mm-hmm.
Graham, who is played by Bradley Walsh from The Chase,
Oh, really?
yeah, just appears under
Right.
this volcano full of Daleks.
Whoa.
And there's never an explanation offered as to why he was there.
So it's just Bradley Walsh from The Chase. Is at a volcano?
Yeah. Why?
That's good.
And then he's like trying to trick this companion using the psychic paper, and he's like, "Oh, I can't get the hang of this. And then they go and they blow up the Daleks, and it's great. But then the volcanoes erupt. No, what are they gonna do? But then they use the cyber technology to turn all the lava into metal.
Sounds great, Ethan.
Yeah, it's really good.
So,
And
so
then Ryan, the
what?
end, right? Not the end bit that I like, the end before the end, right? So there's actually there's another good bit, right? Right at the start, they're trying to stop some Cybermen who are like hijacking a train or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in space.
A train in space?
Yeah, it's going through space.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's not the first time they've used the concepts. It's not very original, but oh well.
Yeah, Rainbow Road did it first in Mario Kart.
Yeah, exactly. Old news. So they're on top of this train, like trying to cut into the main train bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Cybermen appear on top of the train, and they're like fucking blasting at him. And Dan, who is one of the companions, like his helmet gets shattered, and he gets like knocked off his feet. And he's like, "Whoa!" And it's only because someone grabs him right at the last second that he doesn't float off into fucking space.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when they get home and they're like recovering from that mission, he's like, oh, they're like dropping him off for like a date or something. And then he's like, you don't have to come and pick me up. And it's like the most normal human reaction to like nearly dying in space. It's very like, okay, this makes sense. You nearly just died.
Yeah.
Like, I just got shot at, and I was one hand away from dying. This is too much now. It's not fun anymore. And that was good. And he doesn't appear for like the rest of the episode. He's in it like right at the end. So that's pretty good.
So what's your overall rundown of it?
But then, Ryan, right at the end, when Jodie regenerates into 10th Doctor, right? So in all the past ones, right? For the 10th Doctor, he had this like big fucking tantrum before he regenerated, And then he
Really?
was
Why?
like, I don't want to go because he
All
got
right.
told that his next regeneration will
Will
be his
be his
last.
last. All right.
So he's like, I don't want to go.
But
And then he fucking regenerates.
is that
That's
like
the
retconned now?
no, but I don't know how they're going to explain like why he's David Tennant again. I hope they give a satisfying explanation.
Yeah, I hate when stuff like sets something up that's like high stakes and then doesn't dedicate to it. Is like backs out
I
from it
think
and
they
just
will because they've released a trailer where he's like, I don't know who I am anymore. I'm losing
yeah.
control or whatever. So I hope they will. But yeah, so he's like that, and then Matt Smith does like this big like he's reflecting on like his time as himself as the Doctor, and he's like, I will always remember when the Doctor was me.
Mm-hmm.
And this scene goes on for like 5 minutes, and it's dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 12th Doctor, he's on his own this time. His companions have all died,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like laying down instructions for his next regeneration, blah blah blah, and then he's like, Doctor, I let you go. And then what did Jodie Whittaker say?
I don't know.
So she dedicates about 30 seconds compared to like the 4 to 5 minutes that the rest have given it to this regeneration. And she goes outside on this like sunny cliffside, and it's quite nice. And she I don't know why she says this, but she says the blossomiest of blossoms.
Okay.
And then she goes, whoever you are, Doctor, tag, you're it.
Okay.
And then she regenerates. And that's it. That's the entire like regeneration speech. And
Yeah.
it's just so underwhelming.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a mess.
She's been Doctor for the second longest out of anyone.
Really?
Yes.
I did
learned
not
this
think
like
that.
last month, and I was like, what?
How many years was Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant?
Christopher Eccleston was only in for like a year. He's only done one season.
Holy crap. Because that was
He was probably even less than a year.
I've probably told you this before, but that was like my Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That was when I was really into Doctor Who, and to me, Doctor Who was like my like horror films for being a kid.
David Tennant was in for like 4 years, I want to say.
Yeah. Is Doctor Who still scary? Because I remember some stuff as a kid was like very disturbing. Like, do you remember Are You My Mummy? Those kids with the gas masks.
Yeah, they're fucking scary.
Yeah. That I remember watching that.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think there has been like a properly scary episode or like a creepy episode for a good while.
Yeah. Do you know what was very
12.
Sorry, go ahead. Who was that? Peter Capaldi?
Yeah. There's a few creepy ones with him.
Was he any good?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like him at the start because I think they weren't really sure how his character was like gonna be received because he's an old Doctor after like 3 young ones.
Yeah. That's all right.
Well, yeah, but obviously for new fans, it's like, oh, I don't have this like handsome young man to like fangirl over anymore.
For some reason, I thought that he was supposed to be David Tennant as an old man.
No.
I thought he was supposed to be David Tennant's like Doctor Who as an old man.
Nah.
And for some reason, I asked people that, and they just said, "Yeah." I don't know. Yeah.
What? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, right. It was like they didn't know what to do with his character at the start, but by the second series that he's in, he's very much found his place, and he is, especially at the start of series 9, he's like completely like a well-defined Doctor.
Right. Yeah. So you
series 1,
rated him.
He's conflicted. Series 2, he's well-defined. Series 3, he's accepted that he's like an old guy.
Yeah.
He just fucking teaches shit, and then he's been teaching for like 400 years. It's really good.
You know what I just thought we could do right now?
What?
Is there a tier list of all the Doctors?
Oh, yeah, there probably will be. There must be.
See if you can get that up. I'm worried about this.
About what?
About My Little Pumpkin. Might be shit, Ethan.
Could be, but hopefully not. Doctor Who tier list. Hey, there we go. That was easy.
Oh,
Fuck,
Ethan.
I forgot she was in it. Sorry.
Why did I do this? Might as well just fucking suck my own dick. Instead of sat and did this.
All right, we got it, Ryan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right, should I order them by when they appear? Tom Baker.
I'm gonna shove my fucking phone down here. Do you want to see this? My phone is stuck inside a thing.
That's
right.
funny.
Who are you doing? Let me see. You can sort of be the leading
I'm organizing by
appearance.
Yeah.
So
wait, he wasn't next. Go on.
Obviously you'll be more opinionated than I, so you know.
Yeah. So for a lot of the first few, I don't have an opinion on them because I've barely seen anything with them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put the first three in B by default because I don't have an opinion really. But I'm sure they were good.
Okay.
Tom Baker.
Actually, I've seen the first episode of Doctor Who.
I've seen the first episode. That's it. Of the first one.
Shit.
It was really boring.
Yeah, it's really slow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because the episodes at that point they're split over 6.
Yeah.
Like one story is 6
Oh, really?
episodes. It's like a serial.
Yeah, it seems like they were going for more like, right, nerds are watching this and nerds love like long drawn out complicated stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Right, this is fucked up.
Let's see.
Nah.
Okay.
It's too fucked up, bro.
All right, Tom Baker, he's really good. Tom Baker, I give him an A.
Really?
Yeah.
Oops.
I'm gonna actually put the other ones down in C because I don't know what they're like.
Yeah, I like Tom Baker's look.
Yeah. When I went to the Doctor Who escape room, they had this scarf like exactly on like, the coat hanger. It was really cool. What about this guy?
Who is that guy?
This is the Riddler guy, the one with the leak.
I love the Riddler guy.
Not a leak, celery.
I think I'm thinking of the 1-2 in front of him. Who's that?
Oh yeah, this is the Riddler guy. He's got the fucking cane.
Yeah.
This guy's got the celery. This guy's got the cane.
Oh, so they're 2 different guys.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought
celery. What the heck? Why is he just a man with a celery in his pocket? This is like,
it's not even in his pocket, right? It's just like attached to his shirt.
This is like some like old farmer guy that like shoots pheasants.
Found his way into a TARDIS.
He's losing his mind. He's getting dementia. He's got dementia.
I'm gonna put him in C because I don't know like nothing about him. This guy, I know nothing about this guy. I'm tempted to put him in D.
Okay. Yeah, he looks
what about
shit.
Riddler Man?
Let's put him in A or B.
We'll put him in B for variety. Paul McGann.
I do not remember these two.
He is in very few episodes and the TV film.
All right. No idea.
He was really good in the episode that just came out. I have only seen a little bit of him when he was actually the Doctor. I would put him in B.
Who's this?
I might actually put this guy. This is John Hurt.
Yeah.
He was the War Doctor. He's only in one episode.
Cool.
He's really cool.
You know he's an Alien?
Is he?
Yeah, that's how I know him.
That's pretty sick. He's dead now.
Yeah, he died quite recently, didn't
Yeah, he died. He's dead now. Yeah, he died.
he? um.
I would put him in A.
Okay.
Personally.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he good?
He's only in it for one episode, and he is like one of my favorites.
Cool. Now, what would you say about these two?
About Chrissy X.
Yeah.
I've got to give Chris Freckleston high ratings. He went to my college.
Really?
Yeah. There's the theater, the musical theater section of my college is called the Eccleston Theater.
Cool. I would put both of these two in S.
Yeah, I got to agree.
Really?
Big ups,
It's
David.
funny that
Big ups, Chrissy.
it's funny that we both agree on that.
Yeah. I started with David Tennant, and I remember watching 9 from like recordings on Skybox.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Smith.
What do you think?
I do like Matt Smith, but not as much as these two.
When he came in, I was like bored.
He's wacky. He's like goofy, zany, kiddie doctor.
This is like Doctor Who for 13-year-old girls.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But he
Yeah.
has some really good episodes. He has some really good speeches, especially.
I remember just feeling like I liked David Tennant so much that this guy was just like, this isn't Doctor Who anymore.
Yeah,
this is
he's
some
such
other
a
bullshit.
weird change of pace.
But
I would put him in A personally.
yeah, I'm sure he was good, but I just remember just feeling like this is not the same.
Yeah, it's a downgrade.
Do you remember the episode of like those little cute little squidgy people
Fat
that were like
globs.
fat? That was
Yeah.
horrifying to me. That
Yeah,
was disturbing.
That's like Donna's first episode.
Yeah, I remember that one. Is
Yeah,
Matt?
and then like when people would like fully convert and they would like completely become them.
Yeah, is he in that one?
Oh, David Tennant.
Matt Smith.
No, it's David Tennant now.
For some reason in my memory, it's Matt Smith. I don't know why.
Nah.
I think it's Matt.
Bro.
I think it's Matt Smith.
Yes, Matt Smith. Yeah, I cast that episode.
You know, we all have our own opinions, and I think it was him.
So no, it's a very subjective issue.
Yeah.
Right. Peter Capaldi. I gotta be honest, it's an easy S for me.
Really?
Easy S tier.
Wow, I didn't know you'd rate him that high.
I love Peter Capaldi era.
Really?
Yeah. He has my favorite episode of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's called Heaven Sent. He's
Really?
just witnessed Clara die, who is his companion in the previous episode. He's now sent into this like weird mazy prison.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a thing following him, and it's never really explained what the thing is. There's a thing following him, and it always moves at the same pace, always like shuffles, right? And he starts realizing that the maze, that this building is like moving.
Whoa.
And it like constantly shuffles its layout. And he eventually runs into this creature.
Mm-hmm.
And he just mutters under his breath, like, I'm scared. For the first time in forever, I'm scared.
Whoa.
The creature like stops, and all the flies around the creature also stop. And it's like time has just
stopped.
Yeah, exactly. And then the building moves, and suddenly he has an escape because he didn't before, and that's why he was scared. And then he's like monologuing to himself. Like he keeps going into his. It's a very like Sherlockian episode.
Yeah,
he goes into his mind palace, which is just a TARDIS.
Yeah,
and he's talking to Clara, but Clara never talks back. She just writes on a whiteboard, on a chalkboard, and she never looks at him. And he like dives out the window, and he's like making all these calculations in his head dead quick, and he drops this eyepiece so that he can test the gravity, and then he throws this chair out the window and counts how many seconds it is till the splash, and then he jumps out the window to see if he can survive the fall, and blah blah blah. And then he gets into this like routine of like he can run from one end of the building to the other, and if he does it as fast as he can, he has like an hour and a half to eat, to rest, and to like do everything he needs to, right? And there's like weird evidence of people being here before him. Like there's like things scrawled on the floor and shit. And then he finds like a note, and it's like, "I'm in 12." And then right at the end of the like, not right at the end, it's like sort of 3/4 of the way through the episode, he finds number 12, which is like a door. He goes through it, and it's this big like, oh no, he sees the sky for the first time, and he's like, by my estimations, according to like the stars, I'm like 1,000 years in the future or whatever. And then he finds this big fucking like wall of just like solid, it looks like a diamond essentially. And this fucking creature's like followed him up, right? And he starts.
We've got 2 minutes left on this thing.
Fuck, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to get this out. I want to tell you about this.
Do you want to do another one?
Yeah.
All right.
See you in a minute.
Right. Do you ever have like a moment where like 5 things are happening at once and it overloads your brain?
Yeah.
That's happening right now because I'm trying to do this
pumpkin,
and like
we're doing
this, and then there's like cats outside and people outside, and I'm like,
God.
Let me think. Anyway, go ahead. What was you saying?
Right,
you were explaining something to me.
He like finds this big, massive wall of diamond, and he realizes the creature's behind him. He's got no way out, right? And he just starts fucking like pounding against this diamond thing, and he starts talking about how many seconds are there in eternity, right? And then the creature grabs him finally, and he died. Well, he didn't die, but he's like on the floor, and he's basically dying.
You're thinking Doctor Who is going to die.
I am. You're thinking Doctor Who is going to die. He's going to die. Peter Capaldi's going to die.
What if he did die and then like the series just ends?
Like a really unsatisfying,
like a really crazy climax, like someone's building up and then you just game over.
Get shot.
Yeah.
And then he like crawls back to the place where he like got teleported in from, and he pulls some lever on it, like as he dies, and his fucking body like fades away, and a new version of himself comes into this teleporter. And it's because he's figured out that it's not a teleporter, it's like a copier. It's a trans fucking, I don't know what he calls it. And copy of the Doctor comes back in, and he's like, what is this place? And he starts going through the exact same stuff that the first Doctor did. He like throws this chair out the window, does this big dive, he's running to and from, he finds the exact same clues, and he winds up back at this wall, and he's still punching it. And then he dies, and he goes back to the teleport, he crawls all the way back, and he makes another one of himself. And it keeps going. And every time it's like, oh, it's like 1,000 years into the future. It keeps getting more and more and more. And he's like billions of years into the future.
I bet I'd like this.
It is an amazing episode. Everyone who has like been, I showed it to Jack Fowler because he was like, I sort of like Peter Capaldi, I sort of didn't. And I was like, we've got to watch this episode when you come to my house. I showed him it and he loved it.
Yeah.
I've showed it to Elizabeth. She doesn't even really like Peter Capaldi Doctor Who. She only likes Matt Smith pretty much, and she loved that episode. It is like, it's just the Doctor talking to himself. There's no companion. It's just him and his thoughts, and like the fact that this thing will not stop, but he can cope with it. He can manage it, and he's like going into the future, and as he's going these billions of years into the future, he's managing to pummel through this wall of diamond or whatever it is. And as he's getting further through, he's getting more through this thing of like, this is how many seconds there are in eternity. And it's a thing about a Norwegian bird, right? And he's like, up in the north, there's this big mountain of pure rock, and it takes a day to go over it, a day to go around it, or a day to go through it. And every 1,000 years, a bird comes and sharpens its beak on the mountain. And after the whole mountain's gone, the first second of eternity will have passed. And he eventually gets through the whole big diamond wall thing that he's like hammering through. And he's allowed out. And the creature just falls to dust behind him. And he's allowed out. And he was in this thing that has been building up the entire series. He's in a confession dial.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be essentially a private torture chamber. So every time he spilled a secret, every time he said something he's never told anyone, like I'm scared, or told like a story about his childhood, then the monster would stop. And it was so that the Time Lords could get more and more information about him, about what this thing is that's been building up the entire series. And it's such a good episode. And it ends with him back on Gallifrey, which is the home world of the Time Lords. And it's like, this is the first time we've been to Gallifrey in like fucking 10 years or something. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, that I really like when there's those sort of like really introspective episodes where you think to yourself, like, how is this character going to have changed after this? Like, sort of download of information has happened to them. Because there's a really good episode of The Sopranos which is similar, because he's in a coma, and he's like having this sort of dream. Yeah, he's sort of having a dream that's sort of like him reflecting on himself. He becomes really spiritual after he's had it, and yeah, stuff like that's cool.
I thought of something to do with the Sopranos today.
Really?
Sopranos.
Sopranos.
Sopranos. I just thought of it earlier, and I was like, Sopranos. That's it.
So that's why he's S tier.
That's why he's S tier, finally, yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor. So we just got these two now. 13th Doctor and Joe Martin.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still thinking about what you just said. It also reminds me of the end of FF8, because that has like, he gets caught in a time loop similarly.
Right.
Anyway, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to show you this episode at some point.
All right.
It's just a normal length episode, so it's not huge or anything.
We need to watch that and the Candyman one.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's BritBox. BritBox has the old episodes on it, so if it's anywhere, it'll be on
right
there.
So I don't even know who this black woman is.
Right. Let's rank the 13th, and I'll tell you who this is.
All right.
So 13th Doctor. I would say she's not the worst. She was just written quite poorly.
Right.
But they're all written characters. They're all brought to life by their actors. It was just, these were good actors with good writing, and these were good actress with bad writing. So I would put her in C.
Okay.
But not D.
Yeah, I get the impression.
This is the Doctor before the first Doctor.
Whoa, Dr. Zero.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I wish if they called it that, would have made it kind of cool. Right. Yeah. So how it goes is
this lame though?
Yeah. I already know where it's going.
Really?
Yeah. So how it goes is the Doctor is the timeless child. So she's not from this universe. She's from a different universe, right? and she's special. And she can regenerate infinitely. And the Time Lords get the ability to regenerate by experimenting on this kid.
Really?
The timeless child who is the Doctor, right? Supposedly. This is what the Master tells.
I had no idea the law was this gonzo.
This all happened in season 12. So they had season 12, they unveiled this bombshell right in the last episode, and then there was like a gap of like a year and a half. They brought in season 13 and they never address it really. They only address it through like the Doctor's like, I want to know more about my past, and no one will tell her about her past, and that's it. But right, so she's the timeless child, and she's like forced to regenerate a bunch. So there's like a bunch of like kid doctors before the Doctor is the Doctor, right? It was always assumed that this guy was like the kid version of this guy was just the first Doctor, right? Because you see the kid version of him in a few scenes, right? In a few flashbacks. It's always just assumed that that is this guy.
Yeah,
and he just grew up and grew old.
And then they like retcon it.
Yeah. And
that's bullshit.
Yeah. And then it turns out that before this guy, before the first Doctor, I think the last one before this guy was this lady, right? Who was on like a special intelligence task team. And then when the Time Lords stopped having a use for her, she's like awful as well. She's like really mean and like fucking like she like kills people, and that's obviously something the Doctor doesn't do. Unless it's a Dalek, then the Daleks can die. But she's awful. She's like an awful version of the Doctor.
Really?
Goes against all the Doctor's like codes.
That's quite interesting.
And then the Time Lords like stop having a use for her in this organization, and they just wipe her memory and make her regenerate. And then she becomes the first Doctor.
Sounds like some crazy bullshit that they made up.
So surely, right, the first Doctor would not be a child, and he would wonder, why do I not have any memories before I am like this fucking old? Because he regenerated from a grown woman into a grown man, and then he's like, I don't remember anything, and no one's told me, like there's no proof that I was alive before this. How does that make sense? So yeah, that's why Jo Martin is right at the fucking bottom. She's in like 2 episodes, and she's in a hologram. She's a hologram in the last episode.
It's like it's always a problem to me when someone makes something up and then another person says, actually, I want to change that made up thing, and then like have my own thing.
Yeah. So a lot of people have said that Chris Chibnall, who is the writer and is leaving after this season, well, has left now, wanted to like leave a mark on Doctor Who and Doctor Who like lore or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And this is how he did it. He was like,
yeah,
you all thought you knew the Doctor. Turns out you didn't. She's special and from a different universe for some reason.
Do you think this, if you were to look this as like an some insight on the genesis of the Doctor, does this add some context in any way? No, then it's a fail.
I don't want context.
No,
I don't want the context. The whole point of the Doctor is that he starts off, he steals a TARDIS. That's how he starts.
Right.
He steals a TARDIS and runs away. And that's always been his backstory.
That's quite like, cool.
He ran away from Gallifrey. He stole a TARDIS and ran away.
So he's a bit of a rebel.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't like the Time Lords were like, we don't interfere with like wars and shit.
Right.
And he was like, no, I want to go and make like a difference. I want to go and save people. And so he is the Doctor. He goes and heals and helps and whatever. And then they add this like backstory of, well, actually, he's not the Doctor. He's like been alive for like hundreds of years beforehand. And they already established that the Time Lords got the ability to regenerate because they like were exposed to so much time travel. like exposure to the vortex in the time travel bit, like starts to like build up over generations, and then eventually they can regenerate. But then they were like, well, no, actually, they got the ability to regenerate because they tested on a kid who could regenerate. But where did she get the ability from? So it doesn't answer any question. And also, it eliminates like. So at the end of Matt Smith's era, obviously David Tennant doesn't want to regenerate into Matt Smith because he knows that it's going to be his last regeneration. You only get 12 regenerations, right? So he knows that it's going to be his last when he becomes Matt Smith, blah, blah, blah. Right at the end of Matt Smith's, he's like getting really old because he knows that he can't regenerate. He's like stuck on this planet. Like he's constantly just trying to help this one village survive because everyone thinks like all these alien races that hate him think like he's got some trick up his sleeve, but he's just living out his life, becoming old.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, there is some trick up his sleeve, but he didn't even know that it was happening, right? It was established when Matt Smith became the Doctor, and it only comes into effect right at the end of his series, right at the end of his run. So 3 seasons have happened between them. And he is gifted more regenerations by the Time Lords, right? Doesn't matter how, he is just gifted them. But if he was the timeless child who can regenerate infinitely, how does that make sense? He could just regenerate anyway. It doesn't matter that he went through all this struggle and was gifted it and recognized by the Time Lords as like a good Time Lord because they pretty much hate him after a point.
Yeah, you know, this is making me think. It just
eliminates that plot point.
Put it back to normal mode. Stop sharing your screen.
Yeah. How do I stop?
Is it say at the top? This is making me think because it's always like a problem to me when sci-fi fantasy stuff goes like really hard on like explaining lore and stuff, because I always think, you know, you can have like a cool world with like all these fantastical concepts and it can be cool, but at the end of the day, the only thing that's carrying this story is the characters and the relationships between characters.
Surely it's better that the Doctor is just a madman in a box and no one even knows his real name apart from him. Surely that's just a good concept and that's enough that you need.
And you know, I'm still reading Battle Angel Alita, and that really like goes hard on like, at one point it decides, let's stop focusing on the character and let's go really hardcore on the lore of the world. And I all the time I'm just thinking, just cut back to her. That's all I care about. Like, it's cool. It's cool, like, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like this exterior of a fantasy sci-fi situation only matters when it's brought down to earth with a human story. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And I could segue this onto a piece of media I watched recently, which was Evangelion, the third film. So I watched this originally back in like 2016, 2017 maybe. So this was like second time watching it, and I thought it was good. It's, you know, it's more crazy sci-fi stuff, but it there's a lot of just two characters talking about this, that, and what have you.
Yeah.
And whenever there's scenes like that where it's just a character going like, this and this is connected to this.
It's a by four moment.
Yeah, and the reason you're doing this is because of this, this, and this. I always just think to myself, I promise you I'll forget this. I promise you this will go over my head.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, your enjoyment of the film doesn't come from like your understanding of the world. It comes from how you experience the world.
I want to see characters reacting to that stuff.
Yeah, rather than explaining it just for your benefit.
Yeah,
Well, not even benefit at the end of the day.
because you can't just go on about like there's the cube, right?
Yeah.
Hear me out. Here's my idea. The cube sphere is this thing that connects the rest of the gabos. And the
Yeah.
gabos are sort of these rotating spheres. But you get the point.
Yeah.
But it was still good because you still are seeing the character reacting to all this news and stuff, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of like there's some sad stuff in it actually. There's sad stuff in all of it, but I'm really interested. Maybe even later today I'll watch the fourth one, the new one. And that's like 2 hours, it's like over 2 hours or something. Which is quite interesting. I'm wondering what the hell are they gonna pull? Is it gonna cut to like the real world and it's just live action?
It's Matrix 4.
Yeah.
Can I say that sort of way of storytelling, that like lack of context to certain things,
yeah,
is a lot of the reason why I like the Dark Souls series.
yeah, I can understand that.
They present you to this world and they don't really offer much of an explanation to it. They give you the intro cutscene and they're like, all right, here's your goal, do it. And then they're just like, all right, so you do it, and then you're experiencing the world. But there is lore behind it all. There's all this shit that you couldn't know, but it's all optional. You don't have to look for it or understand it, or even you just have to know, all right, I'm gonna go and fight this big boss and I'm gonna win, and then I've got to link the flame, and that means something. That saves the world, and that's what you need to know. But then in all the item descriptions, if you want to, there's all the info dump.
Yeah.
And you can piece it together yourself or whatever.
It's the exact same thing with Final Fantasy 13. People say that like it's kind of a convoluted story, and it is.
Yeah.
But it was always driven by these character relationships and them reacting to the world that they're in.
Yeah.
And it has this you can actually like it has this menu where it explains lore and stuff, and it actually I was motivated to actually go and look at that stuff.
Yeah.
And there was like really crazy stuff, like I didn't know that wasn't explained in the game, but
yeah,
it still ended up being cool.
Doom Eternal does something like that.
Doom.
There's like, yeah, Doom, the latest one, Eternal.
Right.
I've not played much of it, but I remember watching someone play it, and there's like collectibles you can find. Obviously, there's a story that you're experiencing through the game. But then there's like just big pieces of lore that you can find just as random collectibles in each level. And they were pretty fun when people would go through them. I liked reading all of those. But it was like, that's not what you're here for.
Yeah.
You're not here to understand everything. You're here to understand what the character understands.
It's just decoration at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, cool.
Oh, something else I've done. I've now officially recorded all my audio for my Bloodborne review. And it comes out to surprisingly less than my Dark Souls one, which is weird because I wrote like 2,000 words more. It comes out. The Dark Souls one was like 47 minutes, and this one's 35.
Do you feel good about it?
Just audio. Yeah, I'm quite confident in
it. I had a go. I edited some more of MILF Dark Legacy.
Ooh, have you used any more AI?
This video will come out at some point, I promise.
It will. A horror movie's coming out in 3 days.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I saw it.
I'm determined to not let this get flushed down the drain because I feel like that's happened in the past. It kind of happened with the Thai cream video. And that's the reason why at the end of that.
Oh yeah.
At the end of that video, it's just unedited because I just kind of gave up. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah. The problem with MILF Dark Legacy is that we recorded almost over an hour of stuff.
Words.
And I could have this be a super long video, but I would really like to get this 5 minutes ish. You know what I mean?
Because
it's just like
punchy.
Yeah. So it's been about selecting the greatest hits of this video and editing them down. And Director CM makes this video. I'm sorry. Like he really our stuff is just gonna be like
shit in the water.
Now there's some good moments, but
okay. I barely remember what we said, other than that there's a point system or something. What is it?
The count meter.
The count meter.
Back in action.
Does he mention the count meter? Yes.
He mentions some crazy stuff. He mentions really cool stuff. Is that good? And he did like a whole
Georgetown.
voice. Yeah. He did like a whole voice of like, this is the most epic game you'll ever play.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's really good.
Can't wait.
Anything else you want to do? I mean, we won't go much longer. I want to get to doing stuff. I don't know how I feel about this pumpkin. I think it. Do you want to look at it?
Yeah.
I don't even know if you'll be able to. Can you like make out what this even is?
No. Not to be rude, but
it's an abstract shape, isn't it? You know, sometimes you try something and just fucked it up. So, oh well. Might as well just stomp on it. Just end this video with ripping it apart.
No. Be grim. In your room as well.
Oh well. I'm just maybe something I could do with it.
You could.
I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to give up on it. It might be cool.
You could adapt it.
That might just be because y'all. Hey, you know what? Let's look. Let's turn the light off. Even.
Yeah, maybe that might help.
I don't know. Can you even see it?
Oh, that's actually way clearer.
Let me see it. Let me have a look. Yeah, I mean it's not done yet. Like I still need to do more like chipping away here. I just wanted to like add eyes and stuff and a nose here. Like it didn't really work. This is the creepy episode. Oh, we've just decided.
It's the Halloween special. This is for bros.
Yeah, there was once upon a time, there was a dark, dark house. And in the dark, dark house,
there lived two bros.
There lived two bros.
The three fucking. What's a funny like group word, like group term? The three somethings.
Chipolados.
The three Chipolados: Munchkin, Papa Peanut, and Master Nugget.
Yeah, the Nug, aka the Nug. Master Nugget, Papa Peanut, Munchkin. Yeah, we have fun. We have a laugh, don't we?
We do. We'll be having a laugh at bros.
Do you think we'll be like laughing at the Joker?
Yeah, in the back of the cinema.
Do you reckon anyone's gonna be there?
That's what I was thinking. It's the only showing of the day. It comes out on Friday. You would assume people would be there, but I think people won't be.
I don't think there'll be many people.
Especially considering it's Halloween. Why have they released it at Halloween?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, it's not a Halloween film. Why would people go and see it on Halloween weekend?
Yeah. And honestly, I reckon I could ask all my family and they wouldn't even know what this film is.
Yeah, they wouldn't have even known that it's come out.
Yeah. Do you have new flatmates now?
Yeah.
Are they cool? No.
For the most part, no.
Well, maybe they're all just thinking they wanted their old flatmates. Because you got so used to the ones in your old flat, didn't you?
Yeah. Alex is still here. He's just on the far side now. There was a guy called Will who was here last year. I don't think you ever saw him though.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw him once.
He's still here. He's in the corner. Molly's left. Stepper's not here anymore.
Sad day.
Evie's in she's not in this flat, but she's like in the same building basically.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Is there anyone
I
cool?
I need to
Is
keep my
anyone...
voice down, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So there's 5 people on my side, including me.
Mhm.
Um,
Are you gonna rip these people apart? Are they so shit?
two of them are quite
No.
nice. They're quite friendly. One's called Harry, one's called Andrew. Andrew used to be like a trainee chef for like a genuinely like prestigious fucking culinary
Really?
company in London.
Really?
Yeah, like
Is he cooked up any grub for you?
he's not, but like I made a cake yesterday, and he was like watching me, and he was like, "Oh, what you doing? What are you gonna do with it?" And I was like, "I'm just gonna ice it." And he was like suggesting all these things I can do, and then he was like, "Do you want a pastry knife so you can ice it properly?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you've got one." And he went to his room and he fucking brought us a massive
Ah,
pastry knife,
he
and
sounds
it was
cool.
he's really cool.
He sounds
Um,
really cool.
there's Harry, who I don't see as often, but he's always quite talkative.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then right, there's a guy called Ishrak and a guy called Jamie. Ishrak is the first guy that I met, and
Mm-hmm.
he like has barely spoken to me since that day. Like
Mm-hmm.
I probably spoke to him maybe like 10 times maximum.
Yeah.
Besides like just hello. Um, because he always has his headphones on in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and he always like right. I even went in the other day. Usually it's hello, and I get hello back. I went in the other day. I said hi, and he didn't even like look at me or respond. Right?
What, did he have his headphones in?
No.
That's weird.
Yeah. And then Jamie, I genuinely hate.
Ooh, really?
He's like a gamer. He's a really hardcore gamer. He's a bro.
Is he an alpha?
He's a gym lad. Right.
Are we going to be intimidated by his masculinity?
Oh yeah. Right. He left like a big massive puddle in front of the sink a few like maybe last week or something. I
Have
left a
come.
note. I left I left a note on the table and it was like, if you do it, can you just clean it up with a towel or something? We all have to use the same kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wrote on the
He
back
went
of that
rage
note,
mode.
he went, didn't ask plus ratio plus L. And I was like, that is the worst thing that anyone has ever like wrote
Oh,
or said to me in my life. And
oh.
right, ever since then, I've seen him like a few times today and yesterday. Not a word. I've not said hi to him. He's not said hi to me. Just you don't. I don't acknowledge his presence
Is
anymore.
that the only reason you don't like him? Because of that
No,
ratio comment?
he's also very messy. He leaves all his shit like just all over the side. Why else don't I like him? Oh, right. So just out of habit, I always shake people's hand when I first meet them. And he was like the last person I met. I'd shaken Ishrak's hand, I'd shaken Harry's hand. I was like, "Oh, hi, you must be Jamie," because they told me that Jamie was moving in. I was like, "Hi, you must be Jamie." Put out
Mm-hmm.
my hand to shake his hand, and he went, "Oh, I don't do handshakes." And then he put his hand up for a bro fist,
It's all right.
and then so I did that, and that was, in my opinion, is cringy, right? Because
Really?
he went for the handshake, and then he like backed away from it, and I was
Whoa.
like, "Okay."
Let's wait. Let's do a deep dive analysis on this guy. I think that symbolizes he wants to reach out, but he's too afraid.
I don't think he does. I don't like him.
I think we need to know more about this complex character.
He has like he oh within the first week he had like he must have like drank like 12 beers, which nothing wrong with it over a week.
12, well, over a week.
Yeah.
Holy
um
crap.
but then in the kitchen he just had them all like on the windowsill empty, and I was like, I fucking hate when people do this. Like
Yeah.
people used to do it all the time on campus. You'd see bottles in the window, and I just think it looks so trashy.
I think I maybe had a slight go at that
No, don't.
years ago.
I
Why do you not like it so much?
I just think it's so like, especially like with beer, it's not like you've got like a mix of like things. You've not got like vodka and whiskey and rum and gin and whatever, and you're like, look at how much I've drank. I love drinking spirits.
I think it's
You've
cool
never...
if you do it with different kinds of soda. That'd be
That's
cool.
cooler. That's way cooler. Like
You know,
exotic colas and
I
shit.
think Max Gelati did that. Like he did a tour of his studio, and it was just loads of like grape soda.
Just grapes, so just various brands of grapes.
Mm-hmm. He's put out a new video. I've not seen it yet.
Has he?
It's called "What Is Fascism."
Yes. Age-old question.
Um,
Is there any other reasons why I dislike him?
you seem to have formed a stronger opinion of him than you've convinced me of is worth it.
Yeah, I think it's just right. I didn't see him for like 2 weeks. This is another reason. He only eats at night, and he is the loudest motherfucker in the world in the kitchen, right? My room is right next to the kitchen. I just hear like, I went on my balcony to look what he was doing one night, and he would just had this chicken breast on a chopping board, and he had a saucepan in his hand. He was just whacking the chicken breast.
And then screaming, ah, like he hits himself.
So that annoyed me. Right.
You know what? I think he's a Foley artist. He's like recording sounds for video games. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then he must like sleep in really late, right? Because I was hoovering my bedroom, and it was a Sunday, and it was at like 12 to 1 p.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
And he complained at me later in the day that I was hoovering at 12 to 1 p.m. on a Sunday because it was too early.
That's his problem.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with people sleeping late. I do it.
But you've got to
Like,
accept that that's not the...
this is just normal waking hours.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I think Evie enables me about it as well because she don't fucking like him.
I say we got to invite him to Bros. Should I at least try?
No.
No.
He has a similar hairstyle to you used to have, like the curly brown.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a cool. Oh, that's not a good combination. That's not a good combination, I'll have to say.
What do you mean?
Because curly hair works when you're a fat guy, not when you're a buff guy.
He's not. I don't know if he's buff. He's big though. He's like broad.
Oh.
He's not fat. He's just. Maybe he's just built. I don't know.
Maybe he's wearing a prosthetic suit.
He's like, God, I'll shut up.
Yeah, he's an actor. He's a character. He's like a method actor.
He's in the Truman Show.
Yeah, he is. Oh, that's pretty funny though. Do you think I'll have an encounter with him when I'm there? What if he sees me like dressed as the mummy and like
that'd be like, amazing.
He has like a heart attack. Oh, it's a mummy.
Oh.
Does he know anything about our filmmaking?
No
does anyone? No one does. They're gonna be surprised when. Yeah. What are they gonna think when there's three guys party animals?
I know.
Do you think they're gonna get in on it? Do you think they'll all go?
Oh yeah, they'll love it.
Please, can I be in one? I remember when people used to say that. Nobody says that anymore. What's up with that? No one says that now.
The bathroom in the corner. It flooded the other day.
Really?
Like proper flooded. Someone left the sink tap on hot as well, right? And it doesn't drain as quick as it fills, right? So it filled up the entire, like, the bathroom's like a bit sunken down. The entire like bathroom floor was full, so it was like that much water just like in the bathroom, and then it had started spilling out onto the carpet, and it got to the point where there was puddles on the carpet, so it was like soaked through, and it had started to go into Will's room as well, like the entrance to his room.
Do you think Jamie did this?
I think it might have been Harry by accident because he's one of the closest to it.
Right, we've only got like 1 minute left, so we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. But it smells in that.
I'm gonna be curious to what's gonna happen. What if Jamie comes knocking on our door and goes, "You guys have been really fucking loud. You're on your last fucking chance."
It's early on a
Yeah.
Sunday.
By the way, should I bring my own toilet paper for the toilet paper mummy?
No, it's all right. The cleaners replace it. It's fine.
All right, so you've got toilet paper I can use.
We've got
We're gonna wrap me
spare.
like a mummy, like completely wrapped him. Okay, then. Okay, then. So we'll cut to Saturday.
Bros.
And we'll be watching Bros. When we cut
here as well.
Elliot's gonna be here right now. And then we'll cut. Yo, what's happening here? He is, like we promised, El Mako in action.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, we have the prequel.
Yeah. We're here, 3 crazy guys.
3 crazy bros.
We're here to say Bros at the cinema.
Oh yeah.
What's your predictions for Bros?
I think it's going to be a very exciting film. I haven't read any background on the film, but I'm hoping it's going to be a well-explained, thought-out plot with a few twists in there to keep me on the edge of my seat. And I'm hoping it's going to be a sad ending. I like sad endings.
I hope this ending messes me up forever. I hope this ending's really messed up. Master Nugget, what's your thoughts?
I think it's going to be schlock.
Schlockfest. I think
it's going to be a 2000 schlock straight to VHS cinema film.
I think we're going to have so many opinions on this.
Oh yeah, but we've got Dairy Fine, so it's fine. We've got Dairy Fine.
We have our
drug. Dairy Fine.
Yeah,
We got our life force fuel.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't think today what to say.
Dairy Fine
No.
chocolate.
You're speechless.
It's going to be a great film. We look forward to seeing it.
What was the slogan of Dairy Fine? Come get your Dairy Fine.
Get your Dairy Fine. Say it.
Get your Dairy Fine.
I think this.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Going up.
Doors closing.
I didn't like that.
Close it.
Close it.
I'm nervous.
Oh, I'm nervous about this lift.
What if we're on a prank show right now, like a creepy ghost girl?
What if we're on a prank show right now and a man being one of us farts in our face a lot of liquid?
Whoa.
Do it.
Floor 2.
Let's go.
Doors opening.
Well, like I've heard about this film, Barbarian. Who's it starring?
Who's it got? Georgina Campbell. Bill Skarsgård.
Might be good.
Justin Long.
Justin Long. This is quite a cool place.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Sit in your allocated seats only.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome, this.
We've got stars doors like it's Mario 64.
It looks good compared to like Mini Brent. What? Mini Brent.
Look, we need to collect 6 stars to go through this door.
Yeah.
Alright, hey guys, we're back. We're doing the hot Dr. Pepper challenge. This is a rumor. I heard it's a good idea. It smells kind of good.
It smells better on the stove.
But here we're here today. We're all trying it, aren't we, Elliot?
Oh, hello. Yes, we are.
We're doing the hot Dr. Pepper challenge. We just got back from Bros. We're just all thinking about Bros right now, and we're gonna try this hot Docu P.
Quite nice.
It's okay.
I quite like it.
Interesting.
It's like weird, fruity, almost tea.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about it, it feels like drinking some sort of herbal tea.
I don't know what the flavor
of a tea.
It's just fruity.
Yeah. Elliot,
What's he getting?
what you doing?
I'm just curious at how like full the fridges are.
Oh.
Because when I was in my flat, the fridges used to get pretty full.
So what's your thoughts on hot Dr. Pepper?
You know, it's like it's Dr. Pepper but hot, and you know, it's very. It's very. Let's just let me have another zip.
The more I'm drinking it, the more I'm kind of liking it. It's
It
missing
reminds
something.
me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not full-bodied.
No.
It's like
We're experts.
yeah, it's not full body. It's a diluted version of Dr. P.
But it's not bad. It feels like, you know, I drink a lot of herbal tea. It kind of tastes like that. Some sort of fruity, I don't know, sweet little hot drink.
It's very good for the cold.
It feels like.
Supposedly is.
Is it a hot Dr. Pepper?
Yeah. Supposedly it's good for like
It-
congestion.
I felt I had flu the other week, and having hot drinks help cure it.
It somehow like tastes medicinal.
Well, not cure it. I suppose you
I
can't
think
cure
regular
flu,
Dr.
but
Pepper does.
it helped to alleviate the pain.
It's interesting. It feels like it should be a drink.
Yeah.
This is something.
And you like when you go to a bar and have a hot Dr. P.
Yeah.
I feel like this
In a
is like
cafe.
this is what hot like Lipton tastes like.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing.
Amazing
Elliot is aware
technology.
that phones can video.
Thousands of people.
You know what we should do?
Oh yeah.
You know what we should do? Just do this.
People really care about our opinion on bros.
We're gonna talk about the film we just about Bros.
I'm going to be honest. Bye.
Hold on.
Calm down.
Oops. Oops. Hey, it's not really gonna do it, is it?
Hey.
I can't. Look. Bear with us, guys. If I had a little thing to prop it up on. This will do.
Oh, okay.
Right. We just saw Bros at the cinema. Can I give my review because I've got it pretty succinct?
Please do.
Give it like 4.5 out of 10. I feel like in this film there exists a story about miscommunication in relationships and neuroticism in a homosexual relationship, and that gets lost in a haze of information, and just it felt to me like someone wrote an essay about LGBTQ matters and like just put that in a film, and that was really boring. And I think this film is like made inherently boring. Like the sound is boring. Like we made a point. Like it's just people talking in silence for 90% of this film, and it just feels very empty and it feels kind of like lifeless.
Absolutely agree. I was close to falling asleep during the film.
We saw.
I just wasn't engaged. I felt the acting was quite poor. There was no. It felt more like, instead of it being a relationship, it felt more like a friendship.
Yeah.
That for me was why the film killed itself off. And it felt like it was going around in circles. They kept repeating the same points, and I got the message after the first 5 minutes. There was no need to repeat it. It became so repetitive. I dazed out.
Yeah, it did. It did just kind of recycle stuff over and over and over and over again.
And it was on. I thought a lot of the characters, their purpose and role went unexplained. And for someone watching it the first time with no prior contextual knowledge, I couldn't process what was going on. I didn't understand the plot. I didn't understand the purpose of this museum that was being built. I didn't understand the dilemmas that was happening in the relationship. I didn't understand why 1 minute the guy seems to like the other guy, the next minute he doesn't, then 1 minute they're back together. It was all unexplained. There was no link, and it was so poor that I'm afraid I will not be buying the film on DVD
Or Blu-ray. What out of 10?
It's a 1 out of 10.
One. Alright, Ethan, go ahead.
Okay, so I will start with my rating. I would give it a 3 out of 10.
Okay, so I rated the highest.
You did. Right. So, I thought that there is one bit right at the very end. You know when he's doing the speech in front of everyone?
Yeah.
Hello. Where do you know the bald black woman?
Yeah.
She starts off the speech and she goes, "We had trouble deciding on our final exhibit, and then we've come to the conclusion that we're not one final exhibit. We're not just one message as the LGBT community. We're not just one message. We're smart. We're dumb. We're a mess. We're put together. Blah blah blah." I thought that was the best bit, and if they had left it off there,
I somewhat agree that that ending scene was the best bit.
but then I didn't like the romancy singing.
I like that song.
But right.
Only a little bit.
So, I think if the entire film had been different, and the message, the plot that they were trying to fit was, they were trying to make this museum to raise awareness about gay history and the fact that obviously there's been a lot of erasure. They kept mentioning erasure, and then the entire film had been sort of a war between each of the letters in LGBTQ about what this final exhibit was going to be. And then they come to a conclusion that this is not the way, and that was the ending. That they're not one thing. And I think that would have been a lot better at communicating that, like, the message of gay history that they were trying to produce.
Yeah. This film did like the whole thing of like tell instead of show.
Yeah.
I felt like it did a lot of that. It was just guys talking and talking and talking. He kept on regurgitating the same stuff, and
I did wonder at one point, right? Because the bits where Billy Eichner's character Bobby talks about certain aspects of the history, and it's just big spiels, as you say. It's just lots of words and silence.
Bruh.
I am confused as to whether this film was made with a good intention of having, like, the message be, we need more, like, people to know about gay history, or whether the film was actually a big fucking ploy, and it was like, we want people to not give a shit because this film makes it sound so boring.
yeah.
There was one point where I just thought that, I was like, is this film made so that I don't give a shit?
Yeah. She also mentioned that this is the perspective of a guy.
Bruh.
Somewhat.
I am part of the LGBT community to an extent. I've never been to Pride. I am a bisexual man, and I do not think that this was a great representation of LGBT.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and recommend a film that does do a really heartfelt job of showing prejudice against homosexuality, and it's called Philadelphia, starring Tom Hanks.
Bruh.
Check out that film instead of this one. You'll learn about cool stuff. Whatever. Any last thoughts? Let's talk about the humour of this. It wasn't funny, was it?
No,
they tried to be funny in places, and
the humour is that
It's
Billy
too cheesy.
Eichner can't stop talking.
Yeah. He wasn't likeable at all.
No, and at one point he goes, I am trying to be self-aware, where he has no self-awareness of how he's being perceived by regular people.
yeah, it was lacking in humour. The film.
There was a few funny bits.
There was the bit with that celebrity woman where
Bruh.
she's like, I don't give a
Bruh.
shit
Oh,
about
yeah.
gay men's
Yeah.
problems. I don't come to you and tell you my problems. And then as she's leaving, she goes, what the fuck is this? And it's just like a studio light.
Mm-hmm.
And she just appears again.
Yeah,
That was funny.
It was very weak in terms of the comedy element. Could have done a lot more there. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend the film. I think it's probably been one of the worst films I've seen in cinema for a while.
No follow up.
I just thought it was fine. When it was just mediocre and fine.
I thought it was boring, which is
it was boring.
which is worse than it just being shit.
I feel like someone would like it more than me.
Yeah, there were definitely people in the audience that laughed at a good few bits.
We did.
Yeah, I know, but they were laughing a lot. A lot more.
I feel like we laughed just as much.
There was
You
a
don't
bit
think so?
right at the end where I can't remember what was said, but it made me laugh a bit. And then the concept of me laughing at this film made me laugh harder. And then I was just like leaning over the next chair, just fucking chuckling to myself.
Was it the bit on the grass?
No, that was kind of funny.
If you watch this film, look out for the bit on the grass.
Yeah, that was the best bit. The bit on the grass.
What was the best bit? The credits.
Oh yes, it's edgy film reviews.
Anything else we want to review or say? Oh, ZZ's.
We went to
Is
ZZ's.
it called ZZ's or
Yeah,
Vivis?
ZZ's.
I could make a reference to something there, but I won't.
The waitress.
Oh yeah, that was so crazy.
That was funny.
That was so crazy. The waitress was like, "Oh no, it's a fail," and
Oh, she did.
So
She even
crazy.
said that this
Yeah.
is such a fail.
yeah,
That was crazy. That was weird.
we should have said, "Do you know what our channel's called?"
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to be using that word?
Is that a reference?
This is time for fails. There was something else I wanted to say about this fucking film, and it has completely escaped me. Oh, that's it. It didn't say bromance at any point in it, and I felt that was a missed opportunity,
Yeah.
given the name of the film.
Yeah, and it felt like it didn't want to dedicate to being one thing. It was like, are we doing like a serious bit now, or is this a funny bit?
Yeah.
Or like what? And yeah, as just like a romance, it just didn't hit.
I'm not immensely in tune with the gay side of my bisexuality. I've never been the person to be on like the gay scene.
Yeah,
like
you've
going to
never
those clubs and shit.
celebrated it.
No, well, I celebrate it by liking guys. That's how I choose to express it.
You know what my problem is with this film? It's called Bros. I was expecting a movie for us bros. What? They don't make movies for guys nowadays.
Movies for gay guys.
What's that about? Elliot's shrunken in the corner. Hey Elliot, check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna crush your head.
Oh.
That was some visual effects. We've
I
gone
know
to
you.
film school. We know about like
Perspective.
movie magic, which this film could have. It was more like movie black magic. It made me force.
I gotta say, Black Adams is a great film.
Black Adams. I love that you call it that.
Watch it and you will be
Stars
amazed.
hot girl, according to him.
Bruh. Girl. That was such a fucking good misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I loved that. What the fuck has happened to this wall? Why is it all like wet? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Guys, you're not gonna
Guys.
believe this. This is ectoplasm.
Guys, look at this. There's a love heart right there. Have you ever seen that?
No!
What the hell?
That's crazy. Love hearts don't form naturally.
Corns. Bob Gazzetti. Bob Paschetti. Loves corns. Bob Gazzetti. Bob Paschetti.
That guy who said he was gonna walk up to my car.
Oh, we're just making references to all sorts at this point. Whoa, what's going on there, bro?
Little tumor issue.
I was thinking about more good things to say about this film. What if we had to say some like good things? I've already
good to say.
You know, like I said, it felt like it was something that I related to was, you know, sometimes when you're trying to enter a romantic relationship, you're like miscommunication, and it's sort of interesting how that sort of happened. And
Yeah.
those were the only bits when I was like engaged and like, what's this being told?
I thought it was trying to promote the idea that everyone goes to the gym.
Yeah, everyone looked buff.
That's a good
Why was everyone?
Oh,
you know,
hey,
why was
we're
everyone?
Ethan's friends.
Does he not talk?
No. That was weird.
That's the problem I had in my first year. They're all like that, and you just come in and be like, hi, and they'd be like, bye.
We just had an encounter of rudeness.
Yeah. That's what you described as rude.
That was weird.
Does he have any friends?
Yeah, there's two others that are his friends from first time.
That was really weird.
What were you saying? Because I felt like it was going somewhere and I had something.
It was all about bodybuilders.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Everyone
Steve.
in the film was
Steve.
a bodybuilder.
Everyone looked buff in this.
Other than Steve.
Yeah.
Please
What was
acknowledge
that?
Steve.
Yeah, what was that about?
They
Why were
hated
they-
him.
Why were they all bodybuilders? I've got nothing against bodybuilders, but in the film, everyone was a bodybuilder.
Everyone was buff as heck.
And they all
Other than that
Bruh.
guy at the club, and that was it.
It's like you had to be bodybuilders.
And then as soon as, like, I mean, it was a bit weird that Steve, who was a twink male, it was a bit weird that he suddenly joined in with these guys that had already established that they were in a threesome. It was a bit weird that he wanted to join in out of nowhere, but it was quite awful. Like, just they were like disgusted by him.
Yeah, you know, that could have been like an interesting concept. Is there body image issues within gay circles? Could be.
Well, yeah, there is, but it doesn't happen.
But they
It doesn't
just
happen
made,
in the film.
but they just made it a goofy goober moment. I'm still weirded out by that interaction.
Trust me,
I can't see you. I can't see.
so regular.
Oh no.
They used poppers at one point, so I learned something. I learned what poppers are now and why that they are.
We learned the dark secret behind Mr. Popper's penguins. You laughing at that, Elliot?
That's funny.
I don't get it.
It's okay.
I don't get a lot of jokes this stage.
It was a hardcore reference.
Ow. I didn't find much of the film funny, and the way it started, the first 5 minutes of the film is supposed to set the scene, and it sort of just got straight to the deep end.
It set something up, and then that was just that was abandoned, wasn't it?
What?
That he was doing a podcast. That could have been an
Oh, yeah.
interesting story, and then it just abandoned that, didn't it?
Yeah. Also, you know when they went to what was it, Provincetown?
Oh yeah.
They went to like that seasidey place. Obviously, Billy Eichner was there for work, which makes sense. But what was the other guy called? Was he called Aaron or was he called Aaron?
Aaron.
Okay, because I had no idea for the entire thing.
Really?
I don't even have. I'm not going to say his name.
DJ
but-
Twist.
Yeah.
Who?
So Aaron was there just because
DJ Twist.
was
Is that
there
what we call
because
Yeah.
because Bobby was there. Like he just went away from work for like 4 or 5 days or something. Which
Yeah.
I thought was very irresponsible of him, considering he's someone in like the will industry.
Yeah. Fuck the film. Fuck the film. And what you?
I like that they set up that Billy was going on steroids and then that went nowhere. He had like one moment of roid rage, which I don't know much about, but I thought it would happen with continued steroid use.
Yeah. I just felt like this film didn't commit to being one thing.
No.
It was like, are we doing like a
an awareness thing? We're doing like a comedy thing. I mean, you could do both, but
And I liked. Wait,
Didn't
is
commit
Billy
to it.
Eichner gay?
no idea who is he.
The
Main
main
guy.
character.
I can't decide whether I didn't like the main guy or I did.
I didn't like him. I thought he was a bit of a. He always thought he was the victim and it was never his fault.
Yeah, well,
He was always blaming the other guy for the problems.
he was sort of like they were sort of going for like he's the neurotic guy who like
He thought he was Mr. Perfect and everyone else was fault.
Yeah,
everyone else
yeah.
was flawed. A bit
Can
of
I-
a big head.
why are we even still talking about this? What are we doing, guys?
Sign the review.
Right.
Bullshit.
There was one bit where they call out some film, I don't know what film it was, for two straight white males playing gay guys trying to win an Oscar. If Billy Eichner and the second guy are both straight and they're playing gay guys, is that not exactly what they are doing?
Interesting. Is it like a big mouth?
It was a
fourth
meta
wall?
commentary.
Is it a big mouth fourth wall break moment?
And also, so there was that, and then, I thought of something and now it's gone. Fuck it.
Let's talk about something else. Let's just do like coolest moments in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I would recommend Zooey was a good meal.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I had the lasagna, it was very tasty.
It's a lasagna, not shish kebab.
They gave us some complimentary crisps and they were quite nice.
We saw some cute waitresses. We enjoyed that.
Yeah, we had a nice friendly waitress.
They have
Well,
weird
she-
signs on the door.
Yeah, they had the
Although she spilled
Joko
our drinks,
is here, by the
I
way.
forgive her for that.
Yeah.
Human error
Human error, exactly.
happens to the best of them.
It was a
She was
misdistribution
probably-
of weight on the plate.
probably a little bit nervous with us three being there.
Oh yeah, big celebrities.
Yeah, well, she probably knew we were glitch time fail. That's why she made the reference. We didn't give anyone a tip, did we?
No, but
Should've.
you don't have to.
We're not in America.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't
would give a
think-
woman a tip.
Okay.
No, I don't give them tips because that just tells them you like them and
I think
just
that
they
tips.
feel
It's a nice
compelled
thing.
then to return the favour.
I think tips should. This is way from bros now.
Is this Ethan's soapbox?
I
60-second soapbox.
I think that tips should be the exception, not the rule. Obviously, in America, they are the rule because servers don't get an hourly wage. They get like $2.50 an hour. That's their wage, and then they make tips.
Yeah.
But in Britain, you get an hourly wage, and so if you are an exceptional server and provide exceptional service, I will give you a tip.
Yeah.
If you are just a good server and a competent server, then that's you get your own wage.
Yeah. If you like make some hilarious jokes.
Yeah, if you're really funny, I'll give you a tip.
Yeah. If you like, if you like spill all our drinks, but it's hilarious. There's like a banana peel. Whoa, whoa.
There's like a fucking custard pie at the
Yeah.
end of it.
Yeah, and it's like a whole routine.
Yeah, exactly. And Charlie Chaplin comes out.
Yeah, and if you like slowly build it up and stuff, and just like work on your routine a bit. These waiters, they don't know what they're doing.
That's a £5 tip right there.
Yeah, that's like £2 at least.
£2.
Elliot, excited. 60-second soapbox.
What do you mean by that?
Just give you comments on
My concluding thoughts
no deep thoughts on society and
on society.
on the government or whatever you want to say.
Uh,
What's your most controversial take on social norms
social norms.
that should be torn down? I've got some.
I can't think of any.
Don't really want to do that on the internet.
You don't need to. I was more meaning just say something as a joke. Just, you don't need to say it. I'll say mine. I think that school should just be like therapy. I think everyone should just have therapy as they're growing up.
In what sense?
We should just like think about all the stuff that you learned in high school that you were told was important but hasn't like affected your adult life. I think more young people should sort of understand the mind and sort of the traps of the mind. You know what I'm saying? Some people have trauma, they don't know that they've got it. That's my 60-second soapbox.
Haunted gay trauma coaster.
Yeah.
That was a good bit.
Every school needs to have that.
Wait, can we talk about the fact that Ben Stiller appeared in a hologram?
Oh yeah?
What the fuck was that?
I was like...
It was a weird night at the meet. I even made a joke. What's this top secret lab that they're in? And I thought it was just going to be like they were in their room and they were going to flick it on and then it was going to be a bedroom. But no, they were literally in like some fucking futuristic holodeck.
Yeah, it was just like... stupid. It was him coming back to haunt us from the Heartbreak Kid.
He knew!
I didn't really enjoy Night at the Museum as a child.
No, I like that Steve Coogan's in it.
I just don't. To me, you gotta be into history to like it, and
Just Ben
at
Stiller.
the time I wasn't into history. I might like it now, but you know, if you're gonna make a film for a wide mainstream audience, do it on something more broad than a specific subject. There you go.
That's your controversial take. That Night of the Museum stinks.
It does.
Oh. Is it 2 or 3?
I think it's 3.
I've never seen a third.
I've probably seen it. It's probably just the same as this first 2.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller been in many good films. What's that one about Polly? Polly Pocket live action movie. He was in that.
A Holly Polly Christmas?
No, it was in like Polly. Along Came Polly or something.
Oh.
Some just shit rom-com that's about like Ben Stiller. He's like doing this. Doesn't he do that a lot? What are you doing? He's like, I'm Ben Stiller, and I'm like doing this. And
Yeah,
you go like doing
very,
that.
like,
I'm like,
suddenly and abruptly.
guy sucks. Should we just end this? I'm just like, I don't want to end this for some reason, but we gotta end
You
it.
gotta end it. All good things come to an end.
Yeah, and this was great.
Which is why Bros felt like it went on forever.
Bros,
Bros.
Bob Gazzetti, Bob Pescetti,
Look, I'm Bill.
Bill. Viewers, wait for Bill to drop. Then you'll know what.
Excited Bill moment.
Are we gonna do the mummy toilet paper?
Oh yeah, we should do it.
We need Elliot though,
Do we? Why?
because he's dressed as a man with the word "boo" written on his arm.
I don't know, that's so funny.
Yeah. Anyway, that's part of the joke. Should we do it or?
Elliot, do you think you have time to film that scene?
What time is it now? I'm going at night.
It is.
Let's cut this bullshit.
It's
See ya.
basically 9.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you prick.
What do you want to fit?
Yeah, we'll just leave it.
Do it next time. We need this again, can't we?
Spaghetti, Mom.
Yeah, we can do this whenever.
Yeah. Well, if it's 9 o'clock, I guess. Get on.
Let's go to Aldi.
Yeah, before it shuts.
It's Aldi time, viewers. You're not going to see it, but it's Aldi time.
Are we not going?
No.
No, we're not.
We're watching. Stay tuned for Fast and Furious 8.
Bob Gazzetti, Bob Pescetti.
You can have that chocolate, by the way.
All right.
Do you want me to put it in the fridge?
Yeah.
We had Dairy Fine, and Dairy Fine didn't even make it that good.
No.
I stopped eating my Dairy
Which
Fine
section
like
yours, you think?
bottom shelf.
Can I say I genuinely, like, you remember that when I gave my predictions, it was probably the most, well, other than Elliot's, that was like just like made up. My thoughts on it was fairly positive, at least more positive than yours,
Yeah,
and it disappointed me.
we're all wrong.
I thought we were going to be like, whoa, that was like
We're all wrong in the end.
just It just made me sad, actually.
Did it? Was I sad?
I wish I was LGBT.
Why?
Just more options. It's good to have options.
Right.
Yeah, that was how I started.
You gotta keep your options open.
I'm gonna get off now, guys.
Yeah, Elliot's going.
So, thanks for having me anyway.
Alright.
You enjoyed it?
Hey guys, would you like it if I had this look? Wait,
You should what?
pass me the bean. Oh.
The critics are filming the review, that's the alarm.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is another film that we're watching. I'm here with Ethan. No Elliot today.
No, he's gone missing. We lost him in the night.
Yeah, missing person. And we're watching Lyle Crocodile at View in Lancaster. Woo! And it's going to be a blast. I think that it's going to be somewhat boring and somewhat amazing.
Yeah, I have that opinion. I think it's going to be way wackier than Bros.
I think after Bros, we're going to think this is like Citizen Kane.
It's funny you mention that because you know we watched Good Luck Chuck.
Yeah.
Also in this episode.
Oh yeah.
On one of the reviews that I saw, it was like after being with Good Luck Chuck, like the next woman, the woman finds her in the
Oh
park.
yeah, that's a good point. It's like the same with
And
that
then one
film.
of the reviews was like, after watching Good Luck Chuck, any fucking film will seem like Citizen Kane or The
Yeah.
Godfather.
Makes Citizen Kane look like Citizen Lame. Right, let's go. Hey guys, we just got out of Crocodile movie.
Movie.
We just wanted to see this. Read that.
Read it. Is it even? No, it's backwards.
Reverse that and then read it. So, we won't talk about the movie just yet, but let's just say I already know what my letterbox review is going to be. No, but I know what it's going to be. So let's hear it.
Yeah, go.
Wait. Just wait a minute. It includes some vulgarities, so
Okay.
I wanted to wait for
Those people to pass.
in case they were sensitive to
Vulgarities.
foul language.
Warning,
Lyle-
foul language.
Lyle Crocodile, more like Lyle Crocker shit. And there we go. We'll talk about it more later. Say that again.
Hot Beppis and hot shit.
That's what we're consuming today, folks. We got our mug of hot Beppis.
Woo!
Let's take a sip of that Beppis. Mmm. Okay.
That was just a solemn acknowledgement of what we've got to do now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lyle
Right, so-
Crocodile.
It did indeed come out
It came out. We did.
in cinemas.
You can see it on the screen. Let's just say 4 out of 3 out of 10.
I give it 2 out of 10.
You're always a lot harsher than me.
Hmm.
Why is that? Is it because I've seen Doctor Sleep?
Yeah, I've not been forced to suffer through that yet. And also, I don't exactly remember the Heartbreak Kid through and through.
No.
So I'm a little bit safer.
But you remember Meet the Spartans?
I do.
Compare this to Meet the Spartans, it's a 3 out of 10. It can't be a 2 out of 10.
It's a 2 out of 10.
Alright then. Don't see it, boring. Wasn't even funny.
What's the best bit in your opinion?
The intro.
What, when he finds the crocodile?
The first bit when he first finds him.
Yeah, that was alright.
And I didn't care about the shit with the kid.
No. Winslow Fegley is an actor.
Fuck the film. It's garbage.